Welcome back to the Twingo channel, and today I'm going to show you how I got around the rear fog light issue. Now, in the UK, you have to have a fog light either in the centre or on the right hand side. Even with a left hand drive car, you've got to be able to do that. And on a left hand drive car, depending on the manufacturer, you might get one in the centre like Peugeot 206s, or because it's easier to do that, so it doesn't matter which side they go. Or it will be on both or whatever. It really all depends on the car manufacturer. On Mark 1 Twingos, you have a fog light here, and then you have a reverse light here. And that fails the MOT in the UK because you haven't got a red fog light on one side. Now, the usual way of sorting this out is you put a horrible sort of box there with a light, basically stuff you put on the back of a caravan or something like that, and somebody in the past has previously done that on here. So again, they've drilled holes and all sorts, and I got the car without that, and I had to put one on and just reuse the holes and all sorts, and it looked bloody horrible. So what I've done with this, and I will try to show you as much as I can without disturbing it too much, is I have taken the power feed, or the feed from the fog light from the main loom, and actually from there I've run a cable all the way along to this light, and then I've then taken the bulb out of that one. So that one now does absolutely nothing. There's no fog light, nothing. And this is a red light, whereas this here is clear, believe it or not. So there's no fog light on that side. The feed, the power cable on the loom, I've actually taken it and I'm running it across to there, and I can show you that very quickly. Is that there we are? There's the there's some connectors. So all I've used is those little things which splice into cables. I didn't want to disturb the cable, damage the cable anyway too much, so I'm basically just running the power feed from the loom, which goes into the bulb. I'm taking a feed off of that, and I literally run it through underneath this panel all the way along up to here. Okay, it's just one cable. You don't need the earth, because the earth's out through the chassis, so literally it goes there, and then it goes into this bulb. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dismantle this so you can actually see what I'm doing. So that feed that comes in from over there comes into the back of the fitting, and then if I can just sort it out. It's very difficult. I don't want to drop anything. Hang on. One moment, please. Hold on. Right. So what I'm doing is I'm taking that red wire, comes in, and I then basically attach it to the circuit for the bulb on the left, which is actually now a red bulb. So I've actually purchased a red bulb and put it in place where the reversing light goes to. And if you look very carefully, let's see whether I can. Oh, it's so hard to do it one-handed without dropping this. I do not want to drop this. Okay, let me zoom in. If you can see, I actually cut a track on that. So actually it takes the reversing light circuit. So remember, the reversing light circuit is still coming in through here. So what I've done is I've then broken it so the reversing light circuit doesn't go to the bulb on the red bulb, and then I've then taken the blue and the white cables. I've actually soldered that onto the circuit, because remember it's coming in here, the bulb connector is coming in here. So as you can see, I've actually cut the track so it doesn't go down to the bulb, and I then have soldered the cable on and put a bit of hot snot on there just to secure it, just to make sure it doesn't pull it apart. And then I have inside here, don't know whether you can see, I've bought a bulb holder and I put a white bulb in. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm actually running it from here from here through the standard, the reversing light circuit comes through here, goes through the connector, then goes through here, and that bulb goes in there. Now you can, when I put it back together again and I actually turn it on, you'll see that both bulbs exist inside the cavity there. So this is now the fog light, and the fog light circuit is run from the other side of the car across to the bulb circuit here, the track which goes to that bulb. So when you turn the fog light on, it turns this bulb on, and then the reversing light is actually then fed still from the reversing circuit, but it's cut to that bulb, and then that goes across and into that bulb and back out. And so when you turn the reversing circuit on, this free flapping bulb here actually does the reversing light. So I'm just going to put it back together again, and we'll turn it on and you'll see. Right, so I've started the car just because I need to turn the headlights on. I don't want to drain the battery. So as you can see, the red bulb, which is for the rear fog light, is actually on. And if I go in and actually turn it off, there we go, and then come back out here, you see it's off. And again, that is a feed from the original one over there across to here with the tracks snipped and then just soldered in. That wire soldered in on that, and that allows that bulb to function. So if I do this, and I'll probably have to turn the engine off because I need to put it in reverse. As you can see, it's now got a rear fog light. Now there is an issue that the UK doesn't allow two bulbs to exist at the same time in terms of discolouring. So when you turn the reversing light on while you've got the fog light on, that would fail. And I can show you what that looks like. Right, so that's the reversing light there. As you can see, it's white, and it actually helps when you're reversing. So I've got the in gear but the engine off. You can see that the actual bulb in there is lit because that's being fed from the reversing light circuit, which all comes into that connector anyway. And again, I just disconnect it from the track down to that bulb, the actual fixed bulb, and then just run my own bulb in there. Now the issue is that when the fog light and the reversing light is on at the same time, that will fail an MOT. So I'll show you what that looks like. Right, so that's with the reversing light and the fog light, and you might just be able to see there's one bulb there and a bright bulb there, and that white bulb there is discolouring the red light, which basically is a failure. This has to be a single colour red light, and that red bulb with the coating actually does that absolutely fine, but that interferes with that. So let's go and turn the take it out of gear, out of reverse gear, and you'll see it. And that is now the fog light just on its own, and you can't see the bulb inside there either. So yeah, so that's really how we get round having the reversing the fog light on this side when actually the Mk1 Twingo doesn't have the ability to do that out of the factory. Quick addition here, I lost footage on the phone. I actually took footage of actually disconnecting the reversing light circuit from the gearbox. So what you have to do is go to the gearbox, and there's actually a little connector, and you can pull it out and you can tuck it away somewhere for the MOT, and then you can then it basically stops the reversing light from going on. It's not a failure because any car prior to 2007 they don't test the reversing light. If you've got a reversing light after 2007, you have to actually it has to work, whereas the Twingo's 2002, little Twiglet's 2002, they don't test it. So to stop that discoloration of the red light fog light, so when you put it into reverse, you just disconnect that cable from the gearbox, from the reversing light switch, and then tuck it up in. Later in the video I sort of indicate that, so sorry about the lost footage, but just quick addendum. Now what I've done with the reversing light just for the MOT is to actually push it up out the way, and the actual reversing light cable is just sort of tucked in here. And then as soon as the MOT is done, then just put it back in. If you want to let your MOT tester know what you've done, that's fine. They're not going to test the reversing light bulb. And my MOT tester actually plugged it back in and then queried it. He said, why is it going on? So I had to explain. So if you've got a friendly MOT tester, just sort of tell them exactly what you've done, or just put it through and let them get on with it. Recently I managed to get hold of the cover for this, so the actual top cover, which was actually quite difficult to get a decent one. This one's not bad, it's got a little bit of dirt on it, but it's fine. And that was in pretty good condition. Once Twiglet has had all of the work done and it's got an MOT, I am going to attempt to do the valve cover gasket and the spark plug holes, rubbers on this. I might do it before I go to Antwerp, I'm not sure. It is leaking. There's a little bit of oil seeping from around the spark plug seals, and it's dribbling all over the engine. It's not a problem. It's not leaking badly. It's the same as the Mark II Twingos, the 1.2 engines, and you've seen me do one of those on one of my videos on my channel. So it's not that difficult. I don't want to break something on Twiglet before March. So if I break a plastic thing or a lug or whatever, I'm stuck, because getting parts in the UK for Twiglet here is quite difficult. So yeah, so that's really where we are with Twiglet on the rear fog light, and also an up and coming video on actually sorting out the valve cover gaskets and the spark plug rubbers as well. Otherwise, Twiglet is doing really well. Pretty good condition. Everything's all working pretty well. There's no coolant loss, there's no oil loss except through the top things. It's a very not noticeable amount of oil loss. The cooling system's working like a dream. As I said, I replaced this in one of my videos. Back there, the battery just seems to be able to survive without any charge, which is amazing, because Twiglet sits here quite a lot. So yeah, Twiglet's doing well. I'm going to sort the cosmetics out at some point. So we've got the top of the bonnet here, which is quite patchy, and also we've got a little dent on here and along here, and then there's the dent on the side of the car here, which I might try and get a mobile dent repair to come and actually try to sort. Hopefully we can actually get to there and there's not another skin. So yeah, Twiglet's doing well, really well. 171,000 kilometers, so what, just over 105,000 some miles, something like that. Doing really well. Very little rust at all. I've done a lot of rust prevention on this, and also sorted out a few bits and pieces. The biggest problem I'm finding with this is not the usual spot, which affects a lot of Twingos, Mark I Twingos. They tend to rust around the rear wheel arch near the filler cap. I'm finding with this particular copy of this Twingo it's the weld points. So there's a few spots here and there where the actual weld. Let's see whether we can actually. Is it on this side? It might be on the passenger side, but there's where it's welded on the seam. The welding points, they're rusting. So I've been putting anti-rust things like crust or stuff like that down there, and keeping an eye on it, and it seems to be fine now. So just surface rust. So the roof is doing really well. I did a repair on that in a previous video, and it's working absolutely fine. Yeah, it's doing really well. The brake light still works after all the hassle I went through with that. The boot lock, oh yeah, that's again, that's been working like a dream. So that's been great. So right, well, thanks for watching. I hope that gave you some idea about what I did to try and get around having one of these awful caravan trailer rear fog light things. That is going to be filled, and then that's going to be repainted, that whole bumper there, so that will all be sorted. So yeah, and it works. Seems to work an absolute treat. Getting to the bulbs is actually relatively easy. Pushing that bulb through there, there's a cavity where you can put it through, and then you feed the cables back through the other way. It's a bit fiddly, but it does work. So, right, thanks for watching. See you on the next video.